up, YouTube? It's Mike Powell, and this is the first episode of Dock Talk. Every episode that I'm going to be bringing to you guys is going to be on a dock. Today we're beached, but still on a dock. And if not on a dock, I'm going to try to get as close as I can to the water or be on a boat or something like that. Today, being episode number 1, we got to tell you the who, why, what, when, where, why, and how I got into wakeboarding. I've been wakeboarding for 16 years now, 15 and then some months. I don't know the exact date, but yeah, man, I ride for Ronex Wakeboards and Rider Source Ride Shop out of San Jose, and I've been riding for them for 3, almost 4 seasons now. And before that, I rode for the Liquid Playground, which was a shop out of San Jose, won Alliance Shop of the Year, and they've been blessing me with equipment to ride for as long as I could remember taking it serious. I think I was like 16, 17. So yeah, man, I had a good time just kind of getting into the sport. I wasn't blessed with like growing up on a lake or anything like that. I actually heard about wakeboarding when I was like 7 from some kids at school. I remember they were doing that and they told me all about it. I had no idea. I didn't even know what it looked like. And then I remember getting driven home from school one time to like the after school care center, and the chick who was driving me, I remember she had like a Fox body Mustang, and she was like, "We gotta stop by my house real quick." So we stopped by her house, and it was an apartment, but she had this wakeboard standing up against the wall, no boots on it or anything. I didn't know what a wakeboard was at first, so I asked her, I'm like, "What is that?" And I remember vividly now, it was like a liquid force substance, or some sort of Watson shape, but it was all green. It was pretty sick. I'll always remember that. First time I like actually laid eyes on a wakeboard. And then after that, took me some years to actually get on the water and in a boat. Then I had just moved in with my mom when I was like, just after I was 10 years old. And then I was just kind of like a real defiant kid, and they couldn't really get a hold of me, and we couldn't connect on any sort of level because my mom and her boyfriend were just on their own page, and I was already kind of grown up and roaming around doing my thing, and I was never at home anyways. So one day they came home from work and they asked me, they were like, "Hey, you know, we've been trying to take you out on the weekends and try to do things with you, and this weekend we're gonna head out to the lake, man. Do you want to go water skiing with us?" And I'd never water skied, never been on a boat, no nothing. I was like, let's go, I guess. Sounds kind of cool. So I get benefit on that one. I wanted to connect. So it was a good time, right? We get out to Lake Don Pedro, but it might have been McClure. Either one. They're like brother and sister lake over here in California, if you don't know. But yeah, so we're out there, and first boat I ever got on was it was a baby blue ski nautique. I want to say it was like a 2001 model, or 2000 or 2001 year, and nobody on the boat had ever wakeboarded or anything. They were just skiers, and they would ride the hydroslide every now and then. So they had all this stuff on the boat, and the first board that I had ever touched and put my feet in was this blindside. I think it was like a 131. Super small, and the boots were like, at this time they were all rubber, and it was like size 1, like kid size boot. It was so small. And then me, I just have giant feet. My mom calls them skis. But and then this other kid, he was Billy Falls. Billy, what's up, man? Him and I kind of got into wakeboarding at the same time. He was on the boat, and that dude was huge. He had like size 12 feet already, and we were trying to get in these like uber mini boots, like, and back then we had to use Newt juice, and oh man, we lubed the hell out of them trying to get in there, and what a blast, Neither of us got up that day, but I remember I was like, I had got the board just on top of the water and was skipping, and I was like dragging on my back, trying to pull myself up. Long story short, didn't end up getting up on the board, but for the next like few weeks or months, however long it was till we were able to get back out on the water with that family and with that guy, that's all I talked about. I talked about, oh yeah, I went wakeboarding, I was doing jumps, and blah. I was talking that shit, but it was good times, man. I got kind of addicted to it. Then it was kind of a bummer. It was good but bad. My mom was the office manager for this fence company, and her boyfriend was one of the actual workers, or I don't know what his position was other than a builder at this fence company. And they decided, to help out the boss of the company, they had him sign, because the guy was kind of a jerk and just trying to get over on everybody. He said, "Hey man, can I put my party barge, my pontoon boat, in your name?" And my mom's boyfriend, being a good guy, he was like, "Yeah man, I'll do it, no worries." And then some stuff went on internally, and both him and my mom were no longer working there, like a month or two later, something like that. I don't know. And the owner of their company had his brother, who was also an employee at the time, come drop off this pontoon boat in front of our house. And now my mom and her boyfriend were like, "What the fuck are we gonna do with this pontoon boat?" So they took the pontoon boat down to a local dealer, and the local dealer, Cope McFeeders in Santa Clara at the time, they go down there, and just so happens the manager of the boat shop went to high school with my mom's boyfriend. So he's like, "Oh, I'll give you guys great trade-in. Go pick out a ski boat. You just pay the difference or finance the difference, whatever, and you guys will have a boat." And that's kind of how I got into it. We ended up having a cool little ski boat for a few summers, decent amount of summers. We only ended up having under 200 hours on it when we got rid of it. Not very many, but that was like when I really started to kind of take it or kind of get a hold on it, you know. And wakeboarding kind of became my obsession. I started reading all the magazines down at the shop. I'd go in there, and this time they had DVDs back then. All the Pointless guys and BFY Productions and what was it? There was a bunch of film companies. Bump Films, that was it. There was Bump Films and all kinds of other like wakeboard guys who were just, you know, getting groups of these guys together and putting out random videos and stuff, and it was super sick. But I knew from the get-go, like, just watching and being in and out of the shop, I would come across like the local pros, and those were the guys that like I looked up to the most. And and those were the guys who had like the least amount of footage that was available, but those were the like dopest dudes to me. But yeah, so that's the intro on me getting into wakeboarding. Now, a little over 15 years later, almost 16 summers on the water. I'm in one of my favorite spots. Oh man, rolling into winter. It's what's the date today? November 4th. November 4th. Watch me. It's November 4th, and getting ready to do some winching and good off-season training. We got a lot of good stuff coming. And along with the Doc Talk, we got some more videos coming. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for hanging out and listening to me. And stay tuned for the next one on Doc Talk. It's Mike Powell. Check me out, man.